My dear friends, good afternoon. During the last many video sessions I have been having with our candidates, few OGNs and a few new candidates, a very basic question kept on coming up, a basic doubt which in the mind of the candidates kept on cropping up. So I thought probably I should speak about that particular doubt so that whosoever hears this video clip is very clear and crystallized in the mind what exactly is this SSB assessment technique. The question which was most commonly cropping up was why we should do training, why not coaching, which many times I've tried to explain, because coaching means you are learning a syllabus. From childhood till today, we all had gone through numerous examinations and numerous syllabus preparations. From childhood, we have seen a textbook always for us to prepare. And you would have noticed there was a teacher always to prepare you on the syllabus. And once the syllabus preparation is over, you always had seen there is an examination to see your knowledge about the textbook. Now you also would have noticed the question paper prepared is basically from the textbook, and these questions have got a very peculiar feature, that is, there will be a distinct answer to each question, which probably you would find in the textbook. If you don't write that exact answer or the solution to that particular question, you will not get complete marks. So this is the methodology or the pedagogy we have followed throughout our life. So we have been restrained, or if you look at it, we have been like a horse with two blinds on two sides, and we have been always looking at the syllabus which has been given to us. And if we try to venture out of this syllabus, definitely we are discouraged by the teachers as well as the examination pattern. Now, when you look at the SSB, you will realize that it is not at all an examination of any of the types you have gone through till today. This is absolutely a personality assessment of you, in which we are seeing certain qualities embedded in you or trainable probably in you, which we call OLQs, officer-like qualities, for which you will find there are three assessors using three different techniques to find out if these qualities are in you in abundance or in whatever variable conditions it is remaining. Hence, you will find very interesting thing here, that there is no syllabus for you. The whole world is your syllabus. Rather, the whole universe is your syllabus. And there are no questions which would be asked to you regarding any kind of syllabus, because there is no syllabus. So, what is the kind of situation you are facing at the SSB? We are not asking you questions, but we are asking you certain reactions from you. We are seeking certain reactions from you, creating different situations or crises in life, which can be found common in anybody's life. We would be creating certain situations for you, and we are going to ask the response you are going to give us. So you will find these are not questions with a single solution. So we cannot term it as a test. We will term it as a task. Task means a situation where there are various solutions so that the candidate can approach the solution which he finds appropriate for him, as per his personality, as per his upbringing, as per his attitudes, as per his logic. We are going to examine those solutions which those candidates have prepared for themselves. Hence, there is not a question paper made for anybody in a common platform. This is the basic difference between the SSB interview and all the examinations you had gone through as a student, and maybe for any other tests also, competitive exams. Hence, your preparation needs to be amended and appropriately organized. Now, I would also like to tell you a very interesting episode or an interesting source of the assessment technique we are using. As you're all aware of, probably there are 3 assessors: interviewing officer, psychologist, and the GTO, who would be assessing your personality using 3 different assessment techniques. Now, how do this particular assessment pattern emerged? Though there have been a lot of psychological theories gone into the evolvement of this technique, you will be interested to know that the source of this technique is very much philosophically connected with our Bhagavad Gita. This is not known to many of you. Lot many people even don't think about it like this. So I would like to mention this so that you all are in the same page. I'll take your mind to Yuddha Kand in Mahabharata, where at one particular moment Arjun loses his moral strength or moral courage to fight the battle against the Kauravas. Reason you all must be knowing these days, Mahabharata is coming as the serials also once again. So you all will recall that particular moment where Arjun loses his moral strength and leaves his Gandiv, that is his Dhanush, on the ground and surrenders to the fate which he thought that is his fate, because he finds all his Gurujan on the other side. Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya, Shalyacharya, Krudavarma, all Maharut, they were all Acharyas. Unfortunately, they were on the enemy side. It so happened. So Arjun says, I can't fight with my Gurujan. That's the moment, you all know, Sri Krishna steps in, because he is a charioteer in any case. Itra Galat Jnani hai, he knew probably this is going to happen with Arjun. And Arjun is very dear to him also, his brother-in-law too. So he starts the Upadesh, Saropadesh, which today we call Bhagavad Gita. Let's not go into Bhagavad Gita because it's a very, very philosophical insight into the human mind and the meaning of life and the duties of our life, as well as why we are born as human beings, what are our duties in this world before we move off from this planet to our next probable journey. At one point of time, Arjun is asking Krishna, my Lord, How do I recognize human beings? Because I find all human beings are behaving similar to me. Many are faking probably their personality. I'm not able to find out who is genuine person and who is a artificial personality. How do I recognize human beings? How do I recognize their character and personality? Krishna smiles and he says three shabds. Manasa, Vacha, Karma. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you all have probably heard from school or from your parents or from your teachers. These three shabda you must have heard from even the serial also. Once again, I'll repeat: Manasa, Vacha, Karma. Now, let's come back to SSB procedure. Manasa. What is the meaning? The mind. Manasa. Now, what is happening? Who is connecting with the Manas here in SSB? Psychologist. Right? Now, the psychologist is trying to see a different modes of your mind, different thoughts arising from your mind, at different levels of your attitudes and expressions, by putting you through different techniques which we have evolved for you. Right? And when we talk about Manasa, what is psychologist doing? He is peeping into your mind in different levels. Generally, to put it in a common man's parlor, mind has got 4 layers. The most surface level would be your conscious mind. Right now I am in conscious mind, you are also in conscious mind listening to me. The second layer of mind, which is little deeper inside, we call semi-conscious mind. Right? Deeper further, like you dive into the water, you find subconscious mind, and further deep we can't go into unconscious mind. So we can generalize the state of mind into 4 layers. Now, what is happening in the SSB? We are putting you through many kind of psychological tests or techniques in which we will see your conscious mind. Then we make you dip into your semi-conscious mind also, and we'll repeat certain techniques with you, in which a beautiful thing happens. Maybe you can call it as a limitation of a mind. That is, in semi-conscious level, the mind becomes innocent like a child. Means you cannot lie. Conscious mind is a crook. It can lie, it can do some drama, it can act as somebody else, it can artificially create situations and solutions. However, in a semi-conscious level, your mind becomes very innocent, tends to tell the truth. To give a very interesting example, criminals are administered certain serums in which it is called truth serums. So when we administer them these medicines or drugs, they get into a semi-conscious level and they keep telling the truth, probably singing out all what they have done. However, in the SSB we cannot do that because it needs special permission from the court, right? So what we do simple tests to peep into your mind little bit and see is the candidate is bluffing. If he is bluffing, why? Is he becoming artificial? Then why? There are many reasons. One of the major reasons is coaching only. because it makes artificiality in the mind of the candidate. Right. Now, we don't go deeper into subconscious mind, which is not required for your examination or your level. Right. Now, we will again come back to what Krishna has said. Vacha, manasa, vacha. Now, what is vacha? Speech. What you speak. Now, what is the interviewing officer doing here? He is speaking to you, and he is provoking you to speak by the technique which we use. So you start speaking to him, and mostly you start revealing yourself. You may like to bluff, but we will catch you very soon, because to conceal one bluff, you have to say 100 bluffs. So it is not that easy, and we will easily find it out because we are experts in what we do. Now we come to the third aspect, karmana. Right? Now, karmana means actions. You all must have heard, action speaks volumes than you speak. So the GTO has got enough time with him to see your actions on ground, because GTO, one day, that is the third day, we are keeping you for almost 5 to 6 hours with us. One GTO with this batch of maximum 10. Next day again, we are putting you through many other tasks. So there are few indoor tasks, few outdoor tasks. And what are we doing? We are watching you or probing you individually or in a group also, or in another category probably, that is indoors and outdoors. So we are getting a holistic picture about your overall personality. So in the action stage, what we do? We try to put certain stress on you. There are different levels of stress we put on you. Sometimes some problem stress. We put a problem with you, then you are stressed up a little bit, so naturally you are going to behave yourself. Your actual self comes out. Another stress is the time stress. We will time it, so that the time is putting certain level of stress in your mind. And the third is the peer group pressure. So the peer group also is putting certain pressure on you. So all these pressures play on you, and we reduce the pressure sometimes, we decrease the pressure, increase the pressure, and see how you cope up with the stress level, how you are coming out of the stress and perform the task given to you. And in the whole bargain of keeping us with you or keeping yourself in our radar, we are assessing you. So in the final day, what is happening? All these three assessors who have already seen your personality using 3 different techniques, which, as I've mentioned, derived from Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita, make our own pen pictures of you, and we put it together in the conference before you enter the conference hall, and naturally a 3-dimensional personality image emerges out. So it is very easy for us to see through you, because your personality is now transparent, very scientific, and it is very easily we should be able to, or we are able to assess you and see, have you reached the benchmark we have kept for you. And if you have already crossed the benchmark, we will clear you. Out of the 3 assessors, even if one assessor has not cleared you enough, other 2 assessors have found you adequate, the benefit of doubt goes to you, and we will clear you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is precisely the reason I have been telling you earlier, coaching is detrimental to your personality growth. Coaching will not give you the required success at the SSB. You all need to do training. There is no doubt about it. If you can train yourself, well and good. If your parents could train you, if your environment has trained you to become leaders, there are many cleared candidates who have never done any training because they had inborn leadership qualities. Gentlemen, let me tell you, you generally find good sportsmen are generally good leaders. So we find many times very good sportsmen with some kind of logic and brilliance. They can easily clear SSB. They don't require any training. So don't believe in that you have to go through a training or a coaching definitely not, but since the selection rate is just 5 to 6% at the SSB, it is good to do training so that you don't lose out, because ultimately you may like to reorient yourself to the requirement. You need to do a little bit of denting and polishing and painting of your personality and present it in a desirable manner at the SSB. That is the reason we keep telling you, you may require a good military training or a good leadership training, which would put you in a very comfortable position to clear the SSB. Olive Green Institute, why we have reached a certain standard of selection rate? We have a pretty high success rate. It is not because of any magic or it's not because of any hearsay. It is because of very, very natural and genuine training we are giving to our candidates. The candidates believe in me, believing in us, we do believe in them. God bless all of you. I would suggest you also to see our YouTube channel. See all the training movies which we have loaded in our channel of Olive Greens Institute, which will definitely help you to reorient yourself and do proper training at home. Good day. See you also.